the legislation, fighting to get it to the floor, and through her sheer force of will, engineering its final passage.
Gentlemen, the Honorable Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the United States House of Representatives.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Statuary Hall on this very special occasion. As Speaker of the House, it is my honor to welcome each and every one of you to the United States Capitol to celebrate Women's History Month, a special season to pay tribute to many leaders on whose shoulders we stand. Today, we have the privilege of honoring an all-American icon.
Wow, everybody, it's finally happening. More stimulus money will be going out this month. According to multiple sources, stimulus checks might be approved sooner than we think, and I'm ready for President Biden to do what it takes and help out the American people and give the help that he promised. So here's the news, everybody. Lawmakers in the state of Oregon have officially approved a $600 one-time stimulus payment to low-income workers who are on the job in the early days of the crisis. The payments will go to people in Oregon who claimed the earned income tax credit in 2020, a tax break for low-income working households. The Oregon Department of Revenue said about 245,000 people in Oregon would be eligible, with payments limited to one per household. And so, everybody, House Bill 4157 passed by the Oregon legislature is now helping out many eligible workers. The payments evolved from a 2021 plan for larger stimulus payments up to $2,000 to essential workers who stayed on the job during this time. And everybody, let's remember, sponsors of the latest bill said more targeted payments would have been administratively burdensome and would have required workers to apply. Payments could have been delayed for months or years as a result, and many low-income working families would help ease the string of rapid hikes in expenses like rent, gas, and groceries. Overall, everybody, cash payments make a huge difference in the lives of working families as the crisis continues across the nation. It's important that lawmakers continue to take action for the people. The payments, plus administrative costs, are expected to amount to nearly $150 million paid from the federal crisis aid. And according to Senate Democrat Kathleen Taylor of Oregon, low-wage workers are a critical part of the economy and are also the most vulnerable to rising costs of everyday necessities. So this bill, everybody, should help many people out. So those who qualified for and claim the earned income tax credit on their 2020 personal income return will be eligible to receive the payments in the state of Oregon. The eligible people in Oregon will not be required to go through an application process, but can expect checks via paper check or direct deposit. Now, during Joe Biden's State of the Union, he said that he rebranded his domestic agenda as building a better America, making a law out of President Biden's pledge to cut prescription prices, boost green energy, and reduce childcare costs. And that means making a deal with Manchin. So when referring to the special budget process called reconciliation, Manchin said if the Democrats want to do something through reconciliation, the first and foremost thing they should do is fix the tax code. Now, for Manchin, fixing the tax code has long meant undoing the 2017 Republican tax cuts for high-income households and corporations. But Sinema has refused this. The Democrat from Arizona has refused, forcing Democrats to come up with different taxes and a new minimum tax on corporations instead. Last fall, Democrats on the House Ways and Means Committee drafted a plan to increase the corporate rate from 21% to 26.5%. And everybody, what this means is that raise rates on capital gains and hoist the top personal income tax rate to 39.6% from 37%. The exact deposit date for the next round of checks have officially been announced. The federal government is moving forward with sending out more financial assistance to low and middle income households across the nation. Payments worth up to $7,000 will be sent out very soon. And everybody, millions of people can expect a check worth up to $7,452 within the next days. According to the Social Security Administration, SSI payments are beginning to be sent out this very week. This means recipients of SSI benefits should be seeing their checks in the mail very shortly. These payments, totaling up to around $1,657, have been sent out and should be in people's accounts shortly, which is a great news for people that rely on this source of income. Now, the Social Security Administration recently announced that the average SSI payment has gone up from $587 to $621. SSI recipients include adults and children with a disability or blindness who have income and resources below specific financial limits. It's also important to remember, friends, that payments are also made to people ages 65 and older without disabilities who meet the financial qualifications. And the good news, everybody, is that many people and beneficiaries receive more in monthly benefits if they live in a state that supplements the federal SSI payment. For instance, New York offers an extra $87 a month for individuals or couples. And back in December 2021, SSI recipients started receiving an increased check to reflect the 5.9% COLA for 2022. However, many lawmakers want to increase the monthly benefit checks even more. For millions of retirees, Social Security provides an essential source of income in retirement. In 2020, around 50 million workers, retired workers that is, collected Social Security benefits. And according to the SSA, a recent Social Security Trustees report finds that in 2034, retirees will start receiving a reduced benefit if Congress doesn't fix funding issues for the social program. In other words, Social Security will exist after 24, but not many people will receive the maximum full benefit. And to prevent smaller benefits for millions of Americans, lawmakers in Congress are putting together new legislation. House Democrats are reintroducing a Social Security reform bill popular with their party, but this time it features some changes, aimed at attracting more support from Republicans. The bill is known as the Social Security 2100 Act. It's being brought forward by Democratic Representative John Larson. And Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Richard Neal have announced their support for this specific bill. Representative Neal urged lawmakers to offset the concentration of wealth, which has become more prevalent in the nation, by embracing this Social Security proposal and extending an expanded child tax credit. So the new version of the bill, called Social Security 2100 Act, follows the Social Security Administration's latest estimates that trust funds that support the program will be deleted in just 13 years. The bill proposes extending that date to 2038 to give Congress more time to come up with a long-term solution.
Deeply disappointed, that the administration's request for more COVID funding failed to make it into the House bill. But we're going to keep fighting to make sure we get that money approved as soon as possible. COVID funding right now is all about being prepared. It will provide funding for vaccines and therapeutics and testing, which means it will be much easier to keep schools open, to keep businesses open, and keep life closer to normal than it was during Delta and Omicron. So we will keep working on COVID relief. It's very much needed. Now, we're not over the finish line yet, but I want to thank appropriators from both sides of the aisle, bipartisan, for putting this package together. Never an easy task. I especially thank Chairman Leahy for his leadership and his counsel over the course of this process. And I thank Ranking Member Shelby as well, and my House colleagues too, for working in good faith to make this bill possible. It's not been easy to draft this truly robust package, but after years of needless chaos and uncertainty under Donald Trump, this year Congress has been able to work together on a bipartisan basis to fund the government in a serious way. Now, the Senate must follow through in finishing the job by approving this bill quickly and sending it to the President's desk.